Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our yoga routine. My name is Amanda, and we are going to do an awesome short 15-minute core exercise today. So hop on your mat and come join me in a second. All right, so we are going to be starting in standing. We're going to start right at the top of our mat with our feet hip width apart. And we are just going to do some nice inhales, bring our arms up, and exhale, bring our arms down. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, this time we'll do cactus arms. And bring our arms down. Inhale, bring our arms back up. Hold, take the big inhale. And exhale, we're going to fold down into forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. This is just our first forward fold of the morning. And then we're going to lift halfway on our inhale. Nice flat back position. Your hands can be on the floor, on your shins, or on your thighs. Either way, as long as you have that nice flat back position. And exhale and fold down again. Bend your knees if you need to. We're going to take our hands down to the bottom of our mat, step back into plank pose, and we're going to hold it here for 3 breaths. Starting off strong. Next, we're going to just lift our hips up and back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out as much as you need to here. Make sure that you are pushing the floor away with your arms. You want to have your back nice and flat. If you have to bend your knees in order to accommodate that, feel free. Bend your knees as much as you need. Now find a moment of stillness. Take 2 breaths here. We're going to lift our left foot up into the air for 3-legged dog. Try to make sure you're keeping those hips nice and parallel to the ground. You don't want to open up your hips here right now. And then we're going to bring our knee up. Try to touch your nose with your knee. Push the ground away from you. And then kick that leg back up to 3-legged dog. This time we're going to try to bring our knee to touch our right tricep or our right elbow. Squeeze your heel up towards your bum as much as you can. And then back up to 3-legged dog. Last time, try to bring your knee to touch your left elbow or tricep. Squeeze those heels into your hips. And then up to 3-legged dog and place it back down. We'll do the same thing with the other side. Lift your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Bring your knee towards your nose. Arch your back, kind of like you're in a cat pose. Push the ground away from you and step back into 3-legged dog. Bring your knee to touch your left elbow or tricep. Bring your heel as close to your bum as you can. And kick it back to 3-legged dog. And last time, towards your right elbow or tricep. And up to 3-legged dog. Bring your leg back down. We're going to bend our knees, come into a tabletop position. Nice flat back position. And we'll do a couple of cat and cow poses here. So inhale, drop the belly. Lift the heart up. Lift the crown of the head up. Push the ground away from you for cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your tailbone. Bring your chin to your chest. Push the ground away from you for cat pose. Do this a few more times on your own. Make sure you're keeping with your breath. Find a flat back position. We're going to lift our left leg back. Just kind of rock back and forth. And then we're going to slowly lift that heel up into the air and just hold it there. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. If you want to add a little bit more balance to your pose, you can bring that right arm out in front of you. Try to have a nice straight line all the way down your body. And then we're going to come into something like that cat pose. Arch your back, bring your knee and your elbow to touch. And then straighten out. Stay nice and strong. Press through the ground with your left arm, with your right foot. One more time. And out. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. We'll switch to the other side. Bring your right leg back behind you. Kind of stretch that calf a little bit. Lift your heel slowly. Bring, if you want to bring your left arm out in front of you, bring your left arm out in front of you. Try to keep those hips nice and parallel. You don't want to try to open up your hips here. You want to keep them parallel. Use your core to kind of keep you balanced. Bring your elbow and knee to touch. Arch your back like in cat pose. And straighten out. One more time. And drop your hand. Drop your knee. Bring your knees wide. Bring your toes to touch. Reach your hips back. Push your forehead on the ground. In child's pose. Take a few breaths here. All right, come up into all fours in your tabletop. Bring your knees under your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up for three-legged dogs and place your foot in between your hands. You're going to bring your left arm up to the sky. Nice little twist here. And then try to use your core strength. We're going to come straight up and come into a standing high lunge twist. Bring your hands up to the sky for a high lunge. And then come into warrior two. Open your hips. If you feel like you can't open your hips enough, you can step your foot out a little bit. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. That's what's most important. We don't want to have our hips so narrow that our knee comes inwards from our ankle. Hold here just a little bit more. And windmill your arms back down to that low lunge pose. Step back into plank. Hold here for a few seconds. Take 2 breaths. You want to make sure you're pushing the ground away from you. Your shoulder blades are far apart. You're reaching back through your heels. And we'll come back up into downward facing dog. We'll switch sides. So bring your right leg up to the sky for three-legged dog. Bring it right between your hands. And lift your right arm up for a nice low lunge twist. Using your leg and core strength to keep balance, you're going to lift up slowly for a nice standing twist or a high lunge twist. Bring your arms up for high crescent lunge. You want to keep your pelvis nice and tucked. You don't want to be arching your back too much. And open up into warrior two. Once again, make sure that knee stays over your ankle. You don't want it to track in too much. If it is, you can bring this foot out. If this foot is not parallel to the mat, that is okay. Take a few breaths here. And windmill your arms down to low lunge. Step back into plank. We're going to hold here again for just a few breaths. We're going to do 3 breaths this time. Make sure you're pushing that floor away from you. If it helps with your wrists, you can grip the ground, help kind of balance out all of the weight you're putting on your wrists. Reach back through your heels. And come back down into child's pose. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come back onto our backs. However way you can. You want to try to have your whole back in contact with the ground. So usually we have a little arch in our lower back. You want to press that into the ground, feel the support of the ground on your entire length of your spine, but keep that arch in between your neck and the ground. You want to make sure you're keeping that one. We're going to bring our knees to our chest, and we're going to straighten out just the left leg. We're going to do something kind of like a bicycle twist. So slowly but surely, we're going to bring our left leg up, bring that to our chest, and our right leg down. Use your core strength. You don't want to just relax your right leg. You want to use your core strength. Hold it as you can, as close to the ground as you can, while still supporting your leg. And we're going to switch 5 more times. Move with your breath, whatever that means for you. I've lost track, so we'll just do one more. Bring both your knees to your chest and roll up to on your bum. We're going to do a boat pose. There are several variations of boat pose. Do what feels best in your body. You're going to kind of lean back. You can have your hands behind your thighs, and you can just point your feet or keep them flexed. Either one works. And you can stay here if you'd like. Or if you want to involve your arms, you can bring your arms out in front of you. Stay right here. Don't forget to breathe. If you have it in your practice, you can straighten your legs out if that is useful for you. Or you can even straighten your legs out, bring your arms straight. Whatever works for you, whatever feels best. We're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. And roll back onto your back. Bring your knees to your chest. Go a little side to side, rock and roll a little. Give your back a nice little massage. And then bring your feet into your hands. We're going to come into a happy baby. So you can grab the inside of your foot, the outside of your foot, your ankles, even your knees. Whatever feels best, or right behind your knees. Whatever feels best for your body. Just kind of roll side to side. Take one final breath. Bring your knees to your chest. straighten your legs out. Come into Savasana pose. Maybe close your eyes if it feels good for you. Take one last deep breath in. Gently blink your eyes open. Come up to a seated pose. Take your last inhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Maybe smile. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.